Hi, I'm Chris James, and you're watching Healthy Alternative. Today, I want to talk about the benefits of Michael, and today we're going to be talking about...
Today we'll be making one of my favorite soups.
Welcome to the DR96 challenge.
I am Animated Mel, and I am your mental and wellness coach for
As always, perfection is not needed, but consistency.
We must first lovingly accept what is. You can't heal a body you hate.
I just want to take a moment to say thank you to all of you all for coming. This community is designed to support you in that time. It's really to utilize when things are bad and when you're at your lowest.
I started to learn about emotions. I started to learn about finding root causes, right? Starting to understand addiction and how addiction is not, once again, the issue that we are using a negative stimulus as a coping mechanism.
Part of my mission is to make sure people know that everything we need comes in a natural form. It's already here for us.
I am determined. I am strong. And I am ready.
We must first lovingly accept what is. I often say, you can't heal a body you hate.
This is healthy blood cells. And that's what we're aiming for. So you can see the contrast. Okay? What you do matters.
Thank you all for coming. Be blessed.
We're going to bring up your next speaker. That's going to be the wonderful, magnificent Chris James.
If you talk about how much you hate your fat, your body has been working all this time to keep you alive. I don't think anybody in my circle understands impossible. All right. Hey. What is going on, everybody? Before we even get started on anything, let's make sure everybody can hear us and see us. So we're going to just do a mic check, video check, chat. If you guys can hear and see each person, just put a 1 in the chat. I'm going to just go down the list. Shell, go ahead and say a little something so they can hear you and see you.
Mic check 1 2 1 2.
Stole mine.
Hear me? Oh, mic check 1 2 1 2 and 3. Hey, you want to add that 3? Were you?
All right, Animated Mel.
Acknowledge my greatness for that I am.
Wow. Oh, someone's in a good mood. Johnny Jupiter.
Yeah, man. Now see me because I'm super great and stuff.
All right. Jazz.
I'm gonna keep it simple. Happy Sunday, y'all.
All right. Happy Sunday. Stephen Michael.
All right. What's going on, everybody? Just making sure that you can hear me.
Hey, who put that 11 in there? What does that 11 mean? 11. All right. So it looks like we got a lot of ones in the chat. It looks like everything's good. I'm assuming everything's smooth. Okay. Because we got a lot of stress on our internet right now. And I just want to make sure, but I upgraded the internet, y'all. I want to make sure that everybody, if we're all in the studio streaming at the same time, everything's good. So that's why I want to make sure everything's good. I hope you guys are ready. We are all extremely excited. We know you all are excited. I have never seen so many messages. If you guys have messaged me personally, I am doing my best to get back to y'all, but understand something. In Mighty Networks, or AHA Communities is what it's called, when you have so many messages, it just stops telling you how many messages you have. It just gives you a star. Okay. Yeah. I have a star. It won't tell me how many messages I have. So I'm gonna do my best to get back to y'all, but I have a lot of messages. We have a lot to get through tonight. I'm just trying to, make sure to give people, I know some people are going to be getting here late. That's why I played y'all all the long intro, but I want to talk about like how this call is going to flow tonight. And then we're just going to get right into it. Okay. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go over how to interact and how to navigate the well, it's just one website this time. Okay. So we're going to talk about that. I'm going to show you guys how to navigate, how to post, how to like get in touch with us, things of that nature. We're going to introduce the coaches. I'm going to give all the coaches a little bit of time to introduce themselves so that you guys can find out what you can expect from each coach. If you guys have specific problems, issues, or obstacles, you know which coach is probably going to be best suited to help you. So we're going to do that. We're going to outline the challenge. Okay, listen closely. We're going to outline the challenge. Tonight's call is not we are going to tell you 100% everything you need to do in the challenge today. That's not what tonight's call is. This is an introduction call. We want to make sure that you guys know what you're going to be doing, where to find your materials. We're going to give you an outline of what's going to happen, and then we're going to come back with more calls to dial things in, okay? I want to make sure that everybody understands the challenge doesn't officially start today. Okay, we call it the official start because we want you to be here on this introductory call. But if you still need to get materials, we'll talk a little bit more about materials. I know a lot of you all are still waiting for your materials to be delivered. So we're going to talk about materials, how we're going to be using the resources. I will be doing specific videos talking about the different resources that you guys got in your kits. That way you know exactly what's going on with that. All right. Now, if you guys have some questions that you want to, they're burning questions, you don't feel like we answered it on the call, you got to get an answer today. I don't want anybody to feel anxious, nervous, or anything like that. You can start putting questions in the chat. Just understand that we'll probably answer most of your questions. So if you put a question in the chat and we don't answer it, it's probably because we already answered it in the call tonight, right? I want the coaches, whoever has the ability to look at the chat, start starring questions that you know we need to answer, and we'll go through all the questions at the end. Okay? Everybody good? We good to go? Shell? Good? Okay.
Good.
Okay, well, great. First thing we're going to do is I'm going to give all the coaches a minute to introduce themselves because I know we have a few new people here. As always, I'm going to ask all of the OGs. You guys been in 2-3 of our challenge. If you've been in 2 or 3 of our challenges already, you're an OG. All right. So all the OGs, help out the new people, help out your cousins and kinfolk. Make sure if you see questions, just as always, a nice warm welcome to the AHA community. We got a lot of new people joining this time. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and start with Animated Mel. Oh, you got a sunflower seed or something going on?
I had to get something off my tongue. My bad.
Okay.
Hello, everyone. I am Animated Mel, and I am your health and wellness coach, and also your cognitive behavioral therapy coach, and your emotional intelligence coach as well. So obviously, we're getting prepared for this challenge. So anytime there's like a challenge that's happening, there's a lot of emotional turmoil that may occur. There's a lot of things that people may get down about. You start to beat yourself up. You start to think, oh man, I can't do this. Well, that's where I come in. I'm here to remind you that, hey, a challenge is a challenge for a reason. And any time you face that scary little thing called a challenge, just let you know it's all up in your head. It's only as hard as you want it to be, so if you're ever in any type of situation whereas you feel as you can't, or you feel as if, oh man, I'm about to give up or something like that, hey, reach out and I'll be here to remind you that you can overcome absolutely anything that you set your mind to, because these things, they will test you. They will bring out the best in you. And at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, you'll obviously become a better version of yourself. So yeah, just look out for guidance and things of that nature. And I'm here to help. You know what I mean? All the new people, welcome. We're gonna have a lot of fun and get a lot of healthy stuff going on. So welcome.
Listen, y'all, we like to keep things light. We like to be professional, but we like to keep things light. So we are here to have a good time. Fasting, health, all of this stuff. I know you're diseased. You feel like, oh, it's such a serious thing. We are here to help lighten that load. right? We want to remove the power that we have given to dis-ease. And so we keep things light, enjoy it, have fun, but we're also going to be professional. Johnny Jupiter, you're up next.
Yo, can everybody hear me? Oh, wait, we already did the sound check, so I should be good. My name is Johnny Jupiter, and I am your energetic and spiritual wellness coach. And what does that mean? I like to dabble in things that are unseen, because a lot of times the things that we are dealing with are unseen. Your emotions are unseen. So just in case you're getting freaked out, don't be freaked out. But there's other things that go on that impact us. And it's good to kind of have, you want to use your tools. You're going to be hearing that a lot during the challenge. You want to use your tools. And I have different sets of tools. I got all kinds of mortars and pestles and okay, not all that kind of stuff. But it's a different type of thing. It's a different type of energy. And I just want to let you know that during this challenge, yes, it's a challenge. It's supposed to test you, right? But there are things that you can do, and probably more things than you even realize that you have available to you. And I just want to be the one to, I'll be the wayfinder. I have my little lamp and show you, hey, there's a different thing. You have an opportunity to try something that's maybe outside of the norm, something off the beaten path. So just remember, if you need some help, if you need some of that spiritual, energetic guidance, come holla at me.
All right. Excellent. Yeah, there's always a handful of people that are like really interested and tuned into the spiritual aspect of things. It's important to understand that when you fast, you might be focused on the weight loss, right? A lot of us are here for the weight loss. We want to lose 40 something pounds in a month. I get it. Listen, I understand. We cannot separate the physical from the spiritual and the energetic. That encompasses your entire being, who you are. So it's important for us to have support holistically. And that's why I love this team. Jazz, you're up next.
Awesome. Hey, y'all. I am Coach Jazz. I'm a holistic health, wellness, and life coach, and I like to focus on embodiment. So my goal in looking at fasting is like a holistic experience of the mind, body, and soul. So I really like to focus on looking at fasting as, so much more than abstaining from food. It's a sacred practice of really release and transformation. So thinking about letting go of what no longer serves you, clearing space for more clarity, strength, and deeper connection within yourself. So when we're abstaining from food, we can create a stronger relationship, within ourselves. So we're focusing on, soul nutrition. So just to start with, just imagining, you're a cup full of old stagnant water. There's no room for fresh, pure water to flow in. So the same applies for our mind, bodies, and souls. When we hold on to stress, unhealthy habits, and limiting beliefs, where we block the flow of vitality and renewal. So my goal is to really help you empty the vessel and create more space for something greater. So I'm here if you're you're going to release the weight, but you're wanting to really tap into something deeper and really make this a holistic experience of, deep transformation. I'm your girl. Thanks.
All right. Listen, Jazz is great at helping to keep you motivated. The way that she teaches, she always tells stories. She's a great storyteller. You guys are going to really enjoy what she does basically on a daily and weekly basis to just keep the group motivated and balanced. And, I always enjoy it. So thank you, Jazz. All right. Next up to the plate, I'm going to go Shelby. You ready, Shelby? Y'all thought I was going Stephen Michael, but it's John, what do you call it? The change up pitch?
Change up. A little change up.
I'm in a different box today because I'm usually the last one in. I'm not used to being up here. Okay. Hello, everyone. My name is Coach Shelby. I am a woman of many hats. So most of you have probably had a conversation with me in some form or fashion. You've seen my posts. You've gotten our emails. Maybe you've been in I don't have nearly as many messages as Chris James has. I've never seen the star, but I know I've had quite a few come in this time, and I do my best to respond. And we also have our team our support team. I've jumped in to help our team to get to as many emails as we can. But I am a lifestyle wellness coach here with a healthy alternative. I host Pam calls. If you're in Pam, shout out to our Pam. We do a lot of coaching sessions there. But I'm also pretty much head of support in the background. I do a lot going on in the background as well. My goal is to be here to support you throughout this process, whether it be with technical support or just throughout the entire DR96. You'll see some posts, some encouraging posts, some thought-provoking posts, and some housekeeping posts. So you'll see a little bit of everything coming from me, but I'm definitely here to support. My area of expertise is really maintaining the lifestyle, because this process is going to be interesting, but what happens after? So you can ask me questions about that. I love essential oils and a lot of the products that we use here, that they're natural and they help with the maintenance of this lifestyle if you're looking to ease out of traditional pharmaceuticals and things like that. So I have some knowledge base there as well. So yeah, that's me, Shelby.
All right. Listen, y'all, I got a ton of questions as we were promoting the DR96 about dry fasting and medications. So I mentioned that we have some alternatives. That's a healthy alternative. That's what we all about. We got alternatives. One of the alternatives that I was thinking about when I was saying alternatives were essential oils. We have learned that essential oils can be used to basically replace your entire medicine cabinet, right? Whether it's your medicine cabinet with the prescriptions or the over-the-counter, you can use essential oils for many different things. The essential oils are the lifeblood of a plant, and the plant has one plant can do 100 different things. So if you guys are using medication, if you want to, if you're like, okay, Chris, I'd like to get off medication, then we're going to be talking a little bit how we can kind of guide you in that direction. Okay. We don't prescribe. None of us are doctors, but what we could do is we can make suggestions for what you might be able to use for whatever it is you have going on, high blood pressure, diabetes, et cetera, in place of medications. And then, of course, we're going to talk about how to utilize your medications during the challenge as well. So whichever side of the boat you are on, whatever outcome you're kind of looking for, we could play with that. And then, of course, there are some medications that you guys can't stop taking, because you can't just stop taking certain medications. You have to cycle off of them slowly. So we, obviously we're never going to tell you to stop taking anything that's life supporting, right? So hopefully, we'll get some questions. Shell, do we have our form for questions? Did we already get that put together so we can share it with them?
Yes, it should be available on each of the events, with the exception of today, because we typically go pretty long and we answer the questions live here. But moving forward, any questions can be submitted early.
All right, and what we'll do is we will put the form to submit questions. Well, also let's put it in the featured post area just for after this call tonight, so that people can put some stuff in there. We'll get those questions going, and then we'll do some question and answer lives in a day or so. Okay, up to the plate, Pastor Mike, Stephen Michael. Come on, man. You already know.
What's going on, everybody? My name is Stephen Michael, and I am a health and wellness coach. I've been doing a little bit of fasting, so I have so much mucus coming out, so I'm sorry. But during this challenge, you're going to see a lot from me. We are going to be talking about your mental state, how to process your emotions as we go through this. I have done a lot of fasting. Me and Jasmine have both done 10-day dry fasts, and it was an experience. Dry fasting is so much different than water fasting, than juice fasting. You're going to experience everything more intensely. Some people find that dry fasting is a lot easier. Some people find that it's a little bit harder. And my goal is to help you through that by giving you different tips and tools as you go through this process, and also helping to feed your mind while we go through this as well. So you're going to see a lot from me. I'll be answering a lot of questions, and I will be there to support you in the chat and every step of your way.
All right. So before I go on, then should I just check in with Coach Jazz and Steven, make sure that you guys gonna be offering your consultations? You guys want to talk about that?
I am. Are you? Yeah, we are. So we offer like 20-minute consultations, which is, a deeply discounted price to answer questions if you have, specific questions or need specific support around a situation or event or things of that nature. I go into a lot of, inspiration, motivation, kind of like whatever it may need during the session. So we will, post our links within the private group, and you can just, sign up for a session, and we'd be happy to, support you.
All right. Some people haven't received. Okay, cool. I'm going to go. Okay, well, I'll start like this. I'm going to talk. I'm going to do an introduction, and then we're going to go into my screen share. So welcome, challengers. We are so excited to have you here today. Welcome to the DR96. What is the DR96? So the DR96 is a dry fasting protocol. I would hope you guys know that by now, but even leading up to today, I know I was getting questions about specifics. It's going to be a 96-hour dry fast coupled with a 72-hour refeed. Okay, so that is the core of what we're going to be teaching. We're going to be doing a 7-day preparation. Okay, and then we're going to be also teaching and supporting you guys on a refeed outside of the actual fasting cycles. So we're going to do the prep. We're going to start doing the fasting cycle. Once we've completed 2 of those cycles, then we're going to do the refeed. Okay, so I don't want you guys to get confused. There's kind of 2 different types of refeeds. You have your refeed in cycle, right? And then you have your refeed once we complete, as we kind of close and cap the challenge. Now, dry fasting is often looked at as about 3 times more efficient than water fasting. And I think you guys will, if you've never done it before, you'll experience that, okay? There's a lot of different things you can experience with dry fasting, but they're very similar to water fasting. The big difference is it's usually more intense or more accelerated, right? So I just put out a video talking about the fasting shrink week, for example. And the fasting shrink week is where when you do a pure water fast, let's say you're doing 21 days, from days 14 to 21, you're going to experience a rapid shrinking and tightening of loose skin. Now, a lot of times when I talk about other fasting methods, people ask me, Chris, am I going to get a fasting shrink week if I do this kind of fast and that kind of fast? And the reality is yes and no. You're not going to get exactly what we call the fasting shrink week, because that's literally like a 7-day period of time where you see this adjustment happen in your body. It's very prominent. But just like with any fasting method, autophagy is always working. The thing about dry fasting is you get it quicker, faster. So you guys aren't going to necessarily experience a shrink week, but you're going to experience maybe a combination of shrinking, tightening, and weight loss. So you actually get something that's more powerful than the traditional fasting shrink week. So it's just an example. Obviously, our goal here is to help you guys lose upwards 43 pounds over the next 25 days or so. I mentioned to you guys in our promo calls, look, if you've got 100 pounds to lose, you'll probably be on pace to lose about that 43-pound mark. If you've only got 50 pounds to lose, you probably aren't going to lose 43 pounds, okay? But you're going to lose 80% of the weight you're looking to lose if you're looking to lose 50 pounds. So either way it goes, whether you have more weight to lose or less weight to lose, this is going to be a transformative experience for you. And I want to make sure you guys are all tuned in. You want to be taking notes, okay? Every single one of these live stream calls are going to be recorded and available for you basically instantly. As soon as this call is done, it's available. I'm going to teach you guys how to navigate so that you can find these calls, and that way you don't have to ask for it or anything like that. Also, I would ask anybody who's here, you're live, you're hearing this call. If you see somebody asking about, hey, where can I find a call? Just do a good deed. Hey, you just need to navigate here. Boom, boom, boom. Push this button. Help people out. This is going to make the experience better for everybody. All right. So the first thing we're going to do is you guys should have received a couple of different emails. The first email that I want to bring to your attention is the one with the quick start guide. Okay. Everyone should have gotten that. If you did not get that, make sure that you check your spam. Okay. Every once in a while, our emails are going to go to spam. Some of you all have accidentally marked our emails as spam, or you have unsubscribed from our email list. So if you haven't got any emails from us, from the AHA Wellness Academy, maybe you only got the invitation to the group, then you need to reach out to support so that you can resubscribe to our email list, because we cannot send you emails if you're unsubscribed or if you've marked us as spam. So we need to get that rectified so you have a good, smooth experience. All right. The way you can contact us is support, and maybe one of the coaches will put this in the chat, support@ahealthyalternative.org. We do ask you guys to give us time to respond. Okay. I know a lot of you are excited. Hey, we want rapid response. We are not Amazon. All right. We don't do 2-day delivery, rapid response. Well, actually, Amazon does overnight. We are a normal small team. We ask for 48 hours to respond. It typically won't take that long, but just understand that's where we're at, okay? The other thing we need to go over is the guide, okay? So a lot of you guys were asking about your guides, the fasting guides. I'm about to share my screen so we can navigate to where you can find your fasting guide. And some of you guys already probably got your fasting guide by now. Share. Coaches, y'all got me? You can see the screen?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, there it is. All right.
You can see.
So this is the homepage of AHA Communities. Now, to be clear, AHA Communities is powered by a software called Mighty Networks. Okay, so Mighty Networks is the company that hosts AHA Communities. They have an app. That app is available at your discretion. You don't need the app. I know I had a lot of people asking me, do they have to do the app? You don't have to do the app. It's a choice, but it's easier to use the app if you're on your cell phone. It's easy for communication, notifications, things of that nature. All right. But we are showing you guys the desktop view. So it'll look a little different on your app, but everything's going to be arranged together. So on the left-hand side here, you have a menu that shows you all the different groups that are available. Okay. You want to make sure that you go to the groups and you open that up, and you're going to go down to the dry fasting blitz. Okay. You can see we're live right now. So anytime you have a question about the dry fasting challenge, you want to reach out to one of the coaches, you want to make sure you do that within the dry fasting group. Okay. So think of it as a Facebook, like a secret group on Facebook. You can't post on your regular feed. You need to go into the group in order to interact with the group. So outside of there, you've got your regular home area where people who are not in the challenge are there. We've got literally 12 or 13,000 people on AHA Communities. So they're all going to be out here in the regular area. So just keep that in mind, because it can be confusing if you don't pay attention. So now we are in the group area, and you have a few little options here at the top. You have your feed, which is your main feed. You could probably think of it as like a timeline if you use Facebook. This is like your timeline. Then you have this membership, this members tab. So anybody who is in the DR96, they're going to be found in this membership tab. And you can find people who are close to you. You can find people who are recently active. There's different options here. Next, you have the Discovery tab. The Discovery tab helps you find the most recent up-to-date activity, and it also helps you find the featured post area. Okay. The featured post area, which I'm going to show you guys here in a second, is where the coaches are going to put any pertinent information or documents. So you guys want to pay attention to how to navigate to the featured post area. Lastly, well, second to last, we've got the events area, which we're going to go into. This is where the replays are going to be available. And then lastly, we have the chat. If you guys want to talk back and forth with somebody in real time, it's 2 a.m., you're having a rough night, you can't sleep, you want somebody to talk to, there's virtually always someone in this chat, okay? It never fails. 2 a.m., 3 a.m., it doesn't matter. Someone's in this chat. So we'll start here as we backtrack with the events tab. If you guys are here today right now, you probably found the events tab. I want you all to go ahead and register. You can RSVP for all of the scheduled live calls. Now, these won't be all of the live calls we do. These are the scheduled live calls that we have ahead of time, just to give you guys a little heads up. This is an organic process. So all of the live calls aren't going to be scheduled. Some of them we're going to do based on what you guys as a group are telling us you need. What we do our best to do is give you 24 hours advance notice on those live calls that are going to be kind of more just organic as we need to do it. And also we will notify you via email so that you know, but if you miss one, it will be available in the past events area. So up here in this little sub menu where it says upcoming, nearby, past, you're just going to go to past and it will be here. So when this event ends, it will be available here. And this is where all the replays for all of the live streams will live. Okay. So we're going to go back over here to our main menu and we're going to go to discovery. Now, here's the discovery area. Right at the top, you see the featured post area. We're going to go ahead and navigate inside the featured post area. And you see three very important documents. The one here at the bottom is the DR96 calendar, okay? It gives you instructions. You have to click the image to download the PDF version. So you're going to go into the post, and then you're literally going to physically click this calendar if you guys want to download this calendar and just have it available. This is going to outline the entire challenge. Okay, today is the 17th. What's going on? Oh, it's fasting prep. Well, it's the 31st. What's going on? It's an empty plate and an empty cup. That means we're dry fasting. Oh, it's the 28th. What are we doing? It's Friday the 28th. Oh, it's water. It's part of your refeed, right? It's the 29th. What happens on the 29th? I don't know. I'm confused. Oh, look, it's a salad. Oh, we're eating today. So all of these little indicators let you know on each day what we're doing as a collective. Now, some of you all are going to have little different schedules. You're going to have little hiccups. You're going to make little modifications to your process. That's okay. But as a group, this is how we're going to move. The next one is the DR96 guide or guides. Okay. Once again, we're going to click to open. The first one is your DR96 fasting guide. So this is the guide that you all need. If you only have your quick start guide, this is the guide that you're looking for next. You're going to click this. It'll open up. You'll get your DR96 guide. Here is your quick start guide if you can't find it, if you deleted the email by mistake or whatever. So it's going to be available here. And then lastly, okay, here is the form that I asked Shell to put here. She did it before I even finished this call. So kudos to Shell. She's on top of things. If you want to submit questions ahead of time, you know for a fact you're not going to be available for the live. You have something, a wedding, something to do. Put your questions in there, and then we will answer your question on our live stream, and then you can consume that content at a later time. You see that? So everybody's going to get taken care of. If we back out of here, I feel like I'm stuck in here. Let me out. Let me out. There we go. The rest of the discovery area, you can see upcoming events. You can see the top posts, right? You can see members near you. Okay, so you guys can just go in there and play around with that. The members area, you can just look at it, come in there, play around and see what's available. And then we're back to the feed. Now, what you need to know, the important part to know about how to navigate this feed, you can post a question. I know a lot of you all will probably instinctively think, oh, let me go into the DMs of one of the coaches and ask a question there. It would actually be better. It would probably give you faster results. Unless it's something very, very private, it's probably better for you to use this post area. So you just simply post your question, boop-a-doop-a-doop, okay? And then if you know one of the coaches specifically is better suited to answer it, you just hit the tag, you hit the @ button, and then you just tag a coach. Okay, Animated Male came up first. We're going to tag him. So whatever your question is, you tag the coach that you want specifically to answer it or just want to bring attention to, and then you click post. Now, any of the other participants in the challenge can see this. They can answer, they can weigh in on it. We have a lot of OGs, I call them, that are in the community. So there are a lot of people who understand fasting just as well as we do. They've been doing fasting. They've done dry fasting. You may get responses from them as well. That is to your benefit. Okay. What you might have a specific question that's like very niche. You would be surprised at how many other people have already had that question, got the answer, had an experience, and they can give you some really good advice about what they experienced. So this is a great tool if you use it properly. All right, let me head over here to my notes. Live calls. Tag. Okay. Man, I did a good job. I pretty much hit all of my little notes.
Good job.
Shell, I think there was did you want to go over your notes towards? No, we shouldn't wait till the end. You've got notes that you gave us. Do you want to go over those notes? You want me to go over some of the notes? How you want to do that?
I thought you were going through my notes because they were pretty much
the same notes.
Yeah, very similar. Let me just double check and make sure, because of what you covered, if there was anything that needed to be added.
I'll say I know that we need to I just want to discuss the shipping for the packages.
Yeah, that's next up. You got it. You did the navigation, you went through the events, the feature, the tags, the guides, the calendar, the chat. Yeah, next up on the list was shipping status.
Okay. So a lot of you all have been wondering, where's my package? I want to make sure that you guys all understand that you don't have to have your package tomorrow in order to start this challenge. I know that was a lot of people thought. This isn't our first rodeo. We've done many, many challenges. We've shipped packages many, many times. We understand what happens. So here's what I did. I gave you guys enough supplies to start using the supplies, and there's different supplies and different packages. So we're going to do a whole nother call talking about the supplies and resources. But I gave you enough supplies for you to start about Wednesday. Okay, start using the supplies about Wednesday, and then when we do our last fasting cycle and we start our refeed, you're going to pick up and start using some supplies towards the end. Okay, so you're going to use some supplies halfway through the prep. You're going to use some supplies during the refeed, during the actual fasting cycle, and then you're going to use some supplies towards the end as we come off of the fast. Okay, so it's broken up into 3 segments. Now, most of you all should be receiving your packages on Wednesday. All right, so that's how it's been planned out. Shell, you have a list of products. Is there something specific that you wanted me to go over tonight with the products?
Yeah, so one of the main questions, and we kind of talked about this when we were planning, was some people have different products and when they'll use them. I don't know if you want to put together like a video or just go over like when, because we have our fasting days, you know, the importance of not consuming anything, and then we have our refeed days of when they'll be using them. So I just gave you
I'm going to do a live stream for you guys tomorrow about the products and the, you know, how to kind of use those, because we just won't have enough time to do it tonight, because I want to make sure we get nuanced. Okay, there were different packages available, and I want to make sure you guys understand how to use each product. But one thing I will say, like as a general thing, none of the products are designed to be used for this challenge. Okay, this is for this challenge. None of the products are designed to be used while we're actually dry fasting. All right. So I just want you guys to know that that's like a general rule of thumb. The main reason why I have determined that we're not going to be using any of the products while we're actually dry fasting is just I don't want you guys having too extreme of a detox while you're dry fasting. Especially if you've never done it before, dry fasting is already intense enough. All of the products, basically all of the products are designed to enhance detoxification. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the products around dry fasting so that we can get enhanced detoxification throughout the entire process, and we don't overdo it at one particular point, i.e. when you're dry fasting. That's the time we want to let the body do what it does. Now, by using the products ahead of time, you're going to start the detox process early, and it will help you have less of a harsh detox when you start fasting, right? And then as we continue to use them in between the fasting cycles, it'll continue to do that. As you release toxins from the dry fast, those products are going to come in and help irrigate that stuff out of your system so that you guys don't feel harsh detox symptoms going into the next dry fast. So hopefully this is all making sense, like my logic behind it. Let's see here what else we got here. All right. I'm gonna need you guys to, and this is another reason why we do the introductory call before we start anything. So you guys got your quick start guide. There's recipes in there, okay? And I want to say something real quick about the recipes. Now I know most y'all, you probably like, Chris, what's up with these bland recipes? All right, they're very simple, very bland looking recipes. That was not done by accident. The recipes are designed to look bland because we want you to get in the mindset of we're going to be eating clean. We're going to be eating a lot of raw foods, fresh foods, and we're going to start the process of resetting our taste buds. However, there's lots of seasonings and things that you guys can add at your own whim. Okay, these aren't designed to be fully curated recipes. I want you all to engage in the process. We typically don't even give out recipes. Okay, but because of the nature of this dry fast, I wanted to make sure to support you guys as much as possible. But you guys do need to play an active role. I don't know your tastes. Okay, some of y'all might like cardamom. Some of y'all might think that smoked paprika is king. Smoked paprika is king. So let's learn new spices. Let's stay away from the seasoned salt. Okay, we're not messing with no seasoned salt. If you guys do want to add a little salt to your foods, I highly recommend Celtic sea salt. Celtic sea salt, y'all. Okay, some of y'all might call it Celtic sea salt. Oh, okay.
Well.
Why
do you have that right there?
Right. I mean,
I'm glad that you do, but I need to know the backstory.
I'm using my abilities.
I got hot sauce in my bag.
Yeah,
oh my goodness!
Talk swag. What they know about it?
So you could use the Celtic sea salt to help hydrate you, and you can also use it to flavor the food. And honestly, and this is just my opinion, it seasons, it enhances better than your traditional salt.
Major.
Okay, John agrees. All right. So make sure that you guys are going through your guides, get all the supplies, everything that you want, right? You can Amazon overnight, one overnight delivery, whatever. And or even if you need to go get it, you get your stuff later in the week. It's okay. The first couple of days of preparation are light. Okay. We're really just going to be focused on some habits, right? We want to start breaking the habit of eating breakfast first thing in the morning. And we want to replace breakfast with other options, like get yourself a glass of lemon water that you cold steep overnight. You have that first thing in the morning, help move your digestive system, maybe a piece of fruit, maybe a smoothie, something light. Okay. So as we go through the preparation process, you'll kind of see it starts off slow. The goal is really just to focus on hydration, and then we're going to intensify over time. And I'll put out a video, or I'll put out some content so that you guys can better understand the preparation process. Just real quick, I saw someone said that some people haven't received a link to the private group. All right, here's the deal. Everyone who joined the challenge has been sent the link. I know that because it's an automated system and I can verify. So everybody has been sent the link. So if you see somebody who says, I didn't get the link, kindly say, have you checked your spam? Have you checked your promotional tags? You get the different folders, because the emails don't go to inbox. The email providers work very hard to make sure that Healthy Alternatives emails don't go in the inbox. So sometimes we got to look around for them. If they cannot find it, then they can reach out to support. But once again, we have lots of people emailing support. So if we can encourage people to go look for that stuff for themselves, so it doesn't bog down support for, things where people can actually solve their own problem, that would be very helpful for everybody to have a better experience. We will still answer you, right? No problem. But if we can get people to just kind of do a search. Shell, go ahead.
Yes. Also, search all of your email addresses, because sometimes you may think that you signed up with one email, but you signed up with another one. So if you have multiple email addresses, check those, and also check all the folders and do a search for a healthy alternative. Sometimes even they don't come to me, but if I just go in my search and type in a healthy alternative, it'll show up in some random place. But yes, check your email multiple. If you have multiple, sometimes with PayPal, we've learned that if you sign up and you're logged into one, but your PayPal account may have another one associated with it, and everything is already over there. And clearly, if you're here tonight, I think I had to send this link to maybe 4 or 5 people, like the straight link, because they hadn't gotten in because there were some mix-ups. But if you have some cousins out there that are saying they still hadn't joined, tell them, search all of their email addresses and use the words, a healthy alternative, and it's more than likely there. But again, if you can't find it and you've done your due diligence, email us and we will get back to you. We're clearing out the inbox. We still have quite a few, but we've been doing our best, but y'all will definitely get a response.
You can also search AHA communities, because we send out multiple emails from different addresses to make sure you guys get the link to get in. So once again, this ain't our first rodeo. We understand this. So there's a whole different email that goes out from a whole different address. So you can search AHA communities to and that might be in there as well with your invitation. All right. I think that I may have covered all the bases, and we need to get in some Q&A. Coaches, y'all let me know if you think there's anything else that I need to cover. Go ahead, Shel.
One more thing, since we have some folks that joined the Premium Accountability membership for the first time when you registered for the challenge, these is 2 separate groups. So you have the Premium Accountability membership and you have the DR96 private group.
Do you want me to show them where that is?
Yes, that would be great, because I want to make sure everyone, you get to the benefit of what you have registered for. And these extra live calls, I'm just going to speak while you are pulling it up. The extra live calls are going to be beneficial. They've been reported to be beneficial in the past. 3 additional lives in a week added to the weekly lives that we have on Sunday.
Okay, so let's pretend like you just signed on to AHA Communities. You're back in the home area. It's going to look very different from the challenge, as you can see. You got the feed. You don't have the controls up here at the top. You know, you're looking around. Oh, why does it look so different? Oh, I'm not in the right group, right? So anyway, you go over here to your AHA Groups tab, and you open up that little menu. Once again, it's going to look a little different on the phone. You're going to find the Premium Accountability Membership. Here it is. Click that, and now you're in the Premium Accountability Membership area, okay? This is another secret area, so if you did not add the Premium Accountability Membership to your cart, you will not see this. So don't be confused. This is only for people who got the Premium Accountability Membership. We also call it PAM. But this is where it is, and you see the feed, you see the discovery, you see the members and the events. Okay, so the setup is virtually the same. And in this membership, there are 200 hours of archive calls available. Okay, it's more calls than you could ever imagine. All right, so and you get some other benefits for being a part of this as well. You get the Wellness Walk Guide, and you get the 3 calls a week. All of the coaches cycle through and do calls and presentations. So it's a great add-on. Okay.
That's all I have.
We ready for some questions? I know y'all got questions. Question: do we take Clean Slate on day 1 of the refeed? So Clean Slate is one of the products that you actually have like a 45-day supply of. So that is one of the products that you guys can start taking. If you have it, you can start taking it because it's not limited. You've got plenty. Now, how you take Clean Slate is very important. If you have never used Clean Slate before, or if you know that you are very toxic, okay, because most of us kind of understand our level of toxicity, you need to take Clean Slate like this. Start with 5 drops your first day, okay? You're going to take it twice a day, once in the morning, once in the evening. You start with 5 drops in the morning and then 5 drops in the evening. If you find that you have a harsh reaction to taking it, because Clean Slate is a passive detoxer, so you're not supposed to feel like you're not supposed to really feel Clean Slate. It's supposed to play in the background. There's going to be a little bit of irritation, but it shouldn't be anything overwhelming. If you feel overwhelmed, drop it down to 1 drop, okay? So then you're going to do 1 drop in the morning, 1 drop in the evening. If 5 drops a day is fine for you, then the next day you increase it and you go to 6 drops, and you're going to do 6 drops in the morning and 6 drops in the evening. The day after that, you increase it again, 7 drops in the morning, 7 drops in the evening. If you start feeling a little wonky on when you're taking 7 drops, stop there. You can go back and you can start doing 6 drops. So Clean Slate's one of those ones you got to play with to get your dosage right, okay? And then you got to be drinking water with Clean Slate, okay? You got to be hydrating well. We obviously promote drinking about 1 gallon of liquid per day when we're doing our prep and when we're, doing our refeeds and stuff. So you'll be fine taking it, but you do not take it during the dry fast. Does anybody else have anything else to add to that? When I tried to dry fast before, I got terrible headaches and was nauseous. How do I prevent or get over this time? Who wants to?
I'll take it. Oh, Stephen, go ahead.
Oh, okay. Preparation. During dry fasting, there's really not much you can take to help with like a headache or nauseousness because you're dry fasting. So preparation is going to be key. Making sure that you are like detoxing yourself prior and putting a lot of intention and focus on prep. Like actually making sure that you are removing processed foods, making sure that you're focused on hydrating foods, your fruits, your vegetables. Make sure that if you typically drink coffee, starting to pull that back. All of these things you want to go through while you're going through prep, and it will dramatically help you as you go into the actual fasting process. Other than that, if you are experiencing like headache or nausea,
one of the best things you can do is get some fresh air and walk. So that's all I got.
Okay, Shell, I got you. I just want to follow up on Steve real quick. So in the guide, right? I showed you guys how to find the guide. I believe it's on page 4, like 4, 3, somewhere around there, 3 to 4. It's going to go over the 7-day prep. Okay, so just make sure that you guys go and you review that, the whole guide, but for preparation, it's around page 3 and 4. Go ahead, Shell.
No, I was gonna answer and Steven answered, so that's all. But I don't
Were there
think we
some
really.
essential oils you would recommend using during that time?
Oh, during prep, for headaches and things like that, peppermint, for headaches and feeling nauseous. The specific oils is doTERRA. That's what we recommend here. Not all oils are created the same, so you want to find pure and potent distilled essential oils. You can take them by mouth, and
Well, not when you're dry fasting, but you can inhale them.
right. But the question was like, what can they do to prevent it? So, am I still, or did I miss something? Because I started reading something else.
Well, Stephen had mentioned there's not much you could do while you're dry fasting. So yeah, you could take them by mouth if it's in the prep. But I'm assuming, okay, let's say maybe they didn't prep well, or maybe they're still getting the nausea. How would they take it while they're dry fasting?
Okay,
that's what I wanted to add.
Okay, yeah. So you definitely want to focus on the aromatherapy of it. You can have it in a diffuser. You can place it in the palm of your hands and take deep breaths, or you can just have your bottle and smell it. You can rub it over the belly as well, or the belly and the abdomen. You can do topical.
All right, there we go. I can't handle most teas, so I didn't order your appetite tea. Oh man. But I did buy Sculpt. Will that help the same, or do I need the tea? I'll just quickly answer, and then if somebody else got something, we'll do a follow-up. I understand that you can't handle most teas. I would be curious to know what type of teas you're buying, because I actually mentioned in one of my calls recently that a lot of times we're buying the teas from like the Kroger or Publix or Kressler or whatever kind of grocery store you have, and you're buying toxic tea. Those teas have mold in them. They have microplastics. So it may not be the tea itself, or it might be the processing of the tea. But only you know that, right? As far as your experience, if you go to like a wellness shop and you get loose leaf tea and you still have a poor experience, then that is what it is. But no, you don't need to have the tea. Sculpt, what I find is Sculpt helps with appetite suppressant and weight management. So it does both, but what I find is that the tea works like more today, like holistically. When I people talk about the products, they'll say, okay, the tea started working instantly. Sculpt works instantly for some people. Some people it like has to build up in their system. So they don't do exactly the same thing, but they do support each other. Like where Sculpt might be lacking, the tea will give support, and vice versa. Does anybody else have anything else for that? During the prep, can I just do juices and fruit? I find it easier to do that versus prepping a raw meal. John, what do you think?
Shoot, I mean, if you want to do fruits and juices during the prep, if you're able to just jump in and do that, because obviously the prep is designed to gradiently, step by step, bring you to a better place so you're more prepared. But if you are generally at a higher state than maybe most, maybe significantly less toxic, and juice and fruit doesn't have that really difficult effect, then I don't see a problem with having juice and fruit during the prep and then going into the fast. So just as a quick response to that.
Yeah, now I'll say in general, y'all, it's great to ask these questions. Keep in mind that this experience is your own. Now we're hosting, hundreds of people, so we have to be a little bit more general with our advice. But if you guys think that you have a method that makes more sense for you, you can surely ask one of the coaches and see. Or if you already know, right, from personal experience, this is better for you to go into the fast, you can utilize that methodology as well. Question: should I start with OMED first since I take BP meds once a day? If so, for how long before I transition to soft dry fast? Anybody would like to answer that one?
Shoot, man, that blood pressure going to drop when you start that fast. Hold on now.
Yeah, just to get an understanding for people that aren't clear, the goal of the body is homeostasis. So when we start, eating better and fasting, the body will naturally balance itself out. So when you're taking blood pressure medication, it almost causes, like your blood pressure is starting to go down and balance itself out, so you can, over medicate yourself. So it's important to, regularly check your blood pressure, tap in and tune into your body. So maybe you decide to, take half a medication, and slowly potentially wean yourself off, as a lot of participants have done. So just to have a foundational understanding that is one of the benefits of fasting. Your blood pressure will naturally lower itself. So from there, you can decide, how your body's feeling, how you're feeling, and really tune in and tap into yourself to see, like, okay, maybe I don't need as much as I did at one point because, I'm eating better and fasting, and, my body is moving into more homeostasis.
Anybody else have a follow-up? I completely agree. I think it's important to understand that if you monitor usually when people take medication like that, they monitor either daily or regularly. If you do the prep well, you probably will start to see your blood pressure begin to normalize just from doing the prep. And a lot of us who take medication, we've gone days without taking our medication. A lot of us kind of understand what we can get away with, right? Before things start getting wonky. I would say lean into that, lean into your experience and whatever your goals are as it relates to medication, whether it's to get off the medication or just simply find a way to work with the medication during this challenge and do what you think is best. But you guys can always have, private conversations. Jazz and Stephen Michael both offer those consultations. You guys can go more in depth on those if you want. Is it okay to drink organic coconut water during the refeed days? Coach Mel, what do you think?
During the referred days, well, the refeed day, yes, of course. Organic coconut water is, it's good. It keeps you hydrated, and it's not anything that's toxic or overly produced or overly processed or anything like that. So most definitely get you some good organic. Hey, if you can find a coconut, like a real coconut, an actual coconut, I'm not depending on where you are in the world, you can probably just go outside, maybe a tree, maybe you got a coconut tree in the backyard, who knows, I don't know. But they have like natural grocers or so, or different I want to say Trader Joe's or so, where they sell like those organic coconuts or so, and you can drink it directly from the coconut. So yes, most definitely get you some coconut water, get you some, like, and matter of fact, share some to eat. I want some coconut water on the refeed days only, though. Not doing the dry ones. When dry, no, only refeed. Thank you for the question, Jose.
All right, what are your thoughts of fresh cold pressed juice instead of solid food during the 3-day refeeds in the cycle? I'm going to say that so I'm assuming your goal here is to just not do any solid food throughout the whole time. If you're going to do that, then I want to make sure that you're drinking. I would do what's called juice feasting. Okay? Juice feasting is different from juice fasting. Juice feasting is where you get your typical daily caloric intake in the form of juice. So you're taking in a lot of juice. And what that does is it'll allow your body to flush, because when you start fasting, the material that's kind of collecting in your intestinal tract, your colon, you want to move that out. So part of the refeed is actually prompting the body. And Steve, I don't know if you want to go into like gut motility and stuff like that, but it'll prompt the body to move that material, that stagnated material, the toxins out of your system. So you just want to make sure we trigger that. Now, that doesn't mean to juice feast on day one of your refeed, okay? We have very specific rules about how to refeed on day one, because you don't want to overhydrate. You don't want to do too much. But by day 2 and day 3, you could do juice feasting, just to make sure that you're having like a bowel movement and kind of moving that stuff out. Steve, did you want to do a follow-up on that?
I mean, you kind of said it. But what I did want to say one thing about the question in general. If you've never done like some real dry fasting before, I just would say be very careful with this. Dry fasting is very intense. And the reason that the DR96 works is because you do get that time so you can eat, and that allows you to get that that mental rest, that physical rest from the stress that you put on your body from fasting. And it can be very difficult to go from dry fasting to then water, and then you only doing juice for 2 days, and then back to 4 days of dry fasting and never eating. It's very intense. So while I understand the question and what you're thinking, just be very mindful that you may be putting more on yourself than you can handle. And I would rather you get through your dry fasting days and then actually eat, and then start dry fasting again, then start getting into a cycle where you're so exhausted because you're not eating at all after dry fasting and you quit. So just a note. That's all I wanted to add.
Anybody else? All right, moving that train. What if you can't drink a whole gallon of water a day? Jasmine, or maybe Shell, what do y'all have? Did you ever have? Because men typically usually have an easier time drinking the water. I usually hear from the ladies that they have a little bit more difficult time drinking that much water. I don't know if any of you all want to kind of address that.
Go ahead, Jay.
Yeah, I just kind of would say, start early. Chris had mentioned earlier, upon rising, drink 16 to 20 ounces, of water in the morning. So you're getting a head start, early in the morning. And what I find helpful is, divide, 128 ounces, which is a gallon of water, divided by the number of drinking hours you have. Ideally, you're not wanting to like crawl into bed trying to drink 20 ounces of water. So just kind of divide it. Say you have 10 dedicated hours, divide that out. So that'll be about, 12.8 ounces an hour. Helpful also is, put a reminder in your phone, make the background of your screen water, have it vibrate every hour and a half. You have to just really start, embodying you and water. So, because when you're not drinking a lot of water daily, you might not be thinking about it. So you have to just think like, okay, it's me and water, and you really start to, live that, and then it becomes easier. And it takes about 8 to 10 days, I believe, for your body to really be able to, adjust and absorb to this water. So you might not be, going to the bathroom all the time. And a lot of times people do that and they, stop drinking because, they don't have time to go to the bathroom. So I would recommend, like I said, that strategy of starting early and divide the number of drinking hours you have, setting the alarm, making your background water. And that would be a good start to start, increasing your amount you drink.
Yep, I agree.
All right, we're in alignment. Will we have access to the Mighty app once this blitz is over, just for support and maintenance stage? That's where I need help the most. So you all are all now part of AHA communities. So when this person mentions the Mighty Network app, I mentioned earlier, that's the platform that hosts AHA communities, right? So you guys will continue to have access to the app and AHA communities. You will just have access to the free membership area, which is where the other thousands of people are. Okay. The secret areas for the groups, they close a week or so after the challenge ends. But I will talk to Shell and we will see, and we'll start planting the seed now. We may offer another fasting challenge very soon after this one, and we may offer an extended access to this group as well. Okay, so you guys can kind of sprinkle that in there if you want. If that's something that you want, we can be thinking about it and figure that out. And then anybody who has Pam, you guys will get access to Pam in addition to that until your subscription runs out if you did the trial. And then you guys could choose if you want to stay on Pam, and it's just a monthly subscription. Anybody else got anything with that? Will the other stuff be back in stock so that we can all still order if we want? So what I'm going to do, anybody who was not able to get certain products that they wanted to have that were out of stock, you all can speak to any of the coaches. All the coaches have affiliate links for the products. You guys can speak to any of the coaches, talk about what products you want, maybe why you want the product, so you can get a recommendation, and then you guys can go and order whatever you need. You don't have to be restricted by the packages we put together. What we did with the packages was we took products that oftentimes are out of people's reach financially, or they just don't simply want to invest that much, and we put lots of different products together so that you guys can experience them and use them during the challenge. If you were to try to order everything all from the manufacturers themselves, it's going to cost a little more, okay? But the products are worth it. So we would not recommend anything that wasn't worth it. So if you've got the resources for it, go for it. I recommend it. Can we add Pam now, Shell?
Yes, absolutely. And I was in the chat and I responded. I dropped the link, but we can drop it again since we are here. But you can join Pam anytime, day or night. You can join. We won't be there at nighttime, but you can join and be ready for the next one.
Yeah, Pam is incredible. Is it mandatory to drink distilled water versus regular bottled water? Nothing is mandatory, except I've got a couple rules about the dry fasting. Do not eat after your dry fast, right? The first day, we're going to be drinking liquids only. We're going to start with water. We're going to sip slowly, okay? You guys will know what's mandatory. When it comes to the water, I am going to tell you what's optimal. Now, I recently put out a video talking about why I choose distilled water over spring water. If we all love and know Dr. Sebi. Dr. Sebi spoke very highly about spring water, but sometimes things get lost in translation. Dr. Sebi had a village in Usha that had natural springs. When the type of water that Dr. Sebi was talking about is not the spring water you go and buy from Kroger, okay? So is the water Dr. Sebi was talking about optimal? Oh, heck yes. If you've got a natural body of water, a natural spring, yes, that's going to probably be better. Unless it's contaminated, that's another story, right? The reason why I tell you guys to get distilled water is because distilled water actually translates to pure water, meaning there's nothing in it, okay? And we teach about different methods where you can actually energize your water. So you take a pure water, you energize it. You can energize it through sun charging it. You can energize it with chia seeds. I think we have that in our quick start guide. We talk about how you can energize the water with chia seeds or structure the water. You can use a water structuring device. I recently had a friend of mine come on the show. His name is Patrick. He has a company called the Wellness Enterprise, and he specializes in water structuring devices. He just finished the most recent iteration of his top seller, which is called the Aqua Energizer. Okay. And I talked about all of that on a live stream. I think I did it yesterday. That's incredible. And this is a great time to learn about this type of stuff too, because your mind's gonna be open to it. You'll be able to absorb it better. So there's lots of different options. You could take a regular bottle of water and you could run it through a structuring device, and now you have a product that's going to help support you in a way that no other water product is. Okay, so it's not mandatory. You guys do what the best you can, but what I do highly recommend is you do not use tap water. And the reason why is because when you take no extra effort to filter your water, you're just taking in everything. You've done no filtration, no structuring, no alteration. You're talking about dead, bulky water that's not going to hydrate you. It's not going to clean you out. And oftentimes, probably every time, it'll actually leave material in your system and make you worse for it. So you don't want to make your body really sensitive and then drink dirty water. And tap water is dirty, probably 99% of the places in the world. There's always the little town that has a great filtration system and they don't fluoridate the water and all that type of stuff. But in America, your tap water is probably dirty.
America. Trash. Also, there's some other things that you can do, the things that I do to charge water to make it not bad, which is extremely powerful. Things that you can just do kind of on your own. And it's a great, it's a great, when I do it, I always notice a difference, which is extremely fascinating to me. But yeah, just again, you got, use your tools, and there's a lot of stuff out there.
So reach out to John, right? And get that extra information. If you guys have ever heard of holy water, right? We've heard vampires and all that. They always try to put the truth and couple it with fantasy, so we think that it's just some woo-woo BS stuff. Holy water, praying over your water just like you would pray over your food. These things have an impact on the water. It's 100%. It's scientifically proven. I literally just talked about this. Okay, this is scientifically proven. It's quantifiable. When you pray over your water, when you put intention in your water, you change the structure of the water. So, reach out to John. If that entices you, just reach out and ask him. Okay, learn more. That's what this is all about. That's why I have such a diverse group of coaches. Fire, 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 fire. Can you please address dry mouth? Fire, 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 fire. I'm assuming you're saying fire, flame, breath, hot mouth.
Oh.
One of the coaches, y'all know about dry mouth, keto mouth, both.
Shoot, yeah, man, you gotta. Okay, is this like during the dry fast? Because
I'm assuming during the dry fast they're worried about having a dry mouth.
Okay, so there's a couple of things here. It's a little bit layered. First of all, the prep is going to be your best friend, because by doing things that are beneficial, like having fruits and fruit juices, things that are H3O2, that kind of stuff, and eliminating things that dehydrate you, like coffee, caffeine, not even just that, sleeping in settings that are too hot, that, too much sweat coming out, or just foods that dehydrate you, like any food that's overly dried, that dehydrates you. So what you're doing essentially is you're preparing your body to have the moisture it needs. Mouth breathing is another thing. If you mouth breathe, don't do that, because you're going to be, first of all, you're getting rid of all your body's nitric oxide, which is terrible, but also you're just taking in air on your tongue, and it's a whole nother thing. So you want to breathe through your nose. That's going to help a lot. And if you're stopped up and you can't breathe through your nose, then there's a lot of core issue stuff that needs to be addressed. But what you could do, and it's just, if you need like a quick, my mouth is dry, like, what can I do? You could take a little bit of water, just, brush your teeth, just go brush your teeth, just to like get some water on your tongue or whatever, just to kind of help. But obviously don't drink it if you're actually on the fast, but just a little something, like you can take some water, wet the whistle, and then spit it out, and then like kind of be good to go. I mean, because we know there's different types of dry fasting. There's the hard and soft and whatever. But let's not get too crazy with it. If you need a little something just to wet your mouth and then spit it out, just so your tongue is not, dry and starts getting all crazy. But then there's also it's deeper than just, there's a lot of different things. Like even your cardiovascular strength is going to help, because the more efficient your body is with, maintaining homeostasis and all of the fluids doing what they're supposed to do at the times they're supposed to do it. Like all this stuff it's very nuanced is the thing. It's extremely nuanced. So, I mean, there's something that we can definitely go into more, but there's a lot of the preparation that you do before the fast and things that you can do actively while you're in it. You can even imagine while you're on the fast, taking a lemon, close your eyes, imagine a lemon, and then you take that lemon and you cut it and you bite into that lemon all while your eyes are closed in your imagination. Because you could do that. My mouth is getting watery just thinking about it right now. So there's things that you can do to kind of help that. All right. And we just got to use our imaginations and prep. But like I said, it's a very nuanced thing. And, it's not enough. If anybody else has anything to add, but there's a lot here. There's really a lot here when it comes to this kind of stuff.
Yeah, but you can use your oils as well if you want. If you have a humidifier, having a humidifier going during this time would be great, just to make sure the air around you is moist, since you're not taking anything in by mouth. But if you have the one where you can add your oils to it, you can put lemon in there. If you're not sensitive to peppermint, that would be a good one. And even eucalyptus would be a good one. But that would be, have it close to your bed or wherever you might be sitting. So that's something worth trying.
I want to, John, I loved that the mind games, showing just that's such a simple way to show how powerful the mind is. Shell, the idea of just putting extra moisture in the air. And remember, the body absorbs moisture through the skin, right? That's why there is a difference between hard and soft fasting, dry fasting. Okay, so the body will absorb. There's always water in the air. What I'm going to add to this is oil pulling. Get yourself one of your favorite oils. I mean, me personally, I oil pull, and I don't know. Shell thinks I'm crazy. I oil pull with castor oil. If you guys already have the castor pack, put a little castor oil in your mouth. Do some oil pulling. I like castor oil because you can oil pull less time. You get more benefit. And if you need a teeth whitener, y'all add a little oil pulling to your dry fast. Your teeth are gonna look like, when the Hollywood celebrities go and get their teeth whitened, your teeth are going to be so white and bright. And also, you get the added benefit of extracting chemicals and pollutants from the bloodstream while you oil pull. It's like a trifecta. So that will help with the dry mouth. That'll help with the breath. That'll help with keto tongue and all that type of stuff as well.
Mm-hmm. And if castor oil is not your jam, I'm not saying don't. Try it. It could be for you. It could not be. But coconut oil is good. I use refined or unrefined coconut oil. It doesn't matter which one is going to melt anyway. And then if you have some cloves, somebody asked about chewing on clove, not while you're fasting, but if you have clove oil, or if you do some kind of clove tea or something, if you have actual cloves and you can put a little drop with it and do that. Clove is amazing for oral health, so that can help tremendously.
Okay. Is light exercise okay during prep and dry fasting, i.e. walking, swimming, lifting weights, Stairmaster? Ooh, Stairmaster. Yeah.
Stairmasters are scary.
They're scary.
Animated Mel, what you think, man? Can they do the light exercise with the prep during the prep?
Hey, you can. I mean, you can. I want to say, in the beginning phases of the fast, you have a lot more energy than you normally do, especially like when you're dry fasting. And so, like on the earlier days, it may be okay, but on the later days, you probably want to just take it easy. If you absolutely just need to, I would just suggest doing it on the refeed days, if anything. But also, during this entire process, I wouldn't say that you you need to exercise, because like this is already a lot of stress that's going to be, occurring mentally. And if this is like maybe your first time or you haven't done a lot of dry fast, it's definitely physically draining. So just, monitor your body, see how you feel. Maybe you can sneak in a little light workout and maybe do it on a day where you feel up to it. But if not, don't feel like you need to force it. No one's gonna laugh at you or point at you or make you feel any type of way because you didn't go through with a light exercise. But just use your body as the guide to tell you how you're feeling, and you should be good to go. But yeah, that's my input.
All right.
Okay, I'm gonna say this. When you're on that fast, let me tell you a quick story. When I was at my peak physical fitness a few years ago, one day I decided I was going to do a dry fast and I was going to work out like I always do. And I was at the gym for maybe took close to 2 hours because that was kind of my norm during that time. And I said, I'm going to take my water with me just in case, but my intention is to go through this workout while dry fasting and see what happens. Now I got through it. There were moments where it was extremely intense, like extremely intense. I feel the heat, my heart was pumping. I knew I was fasting, but that kind of feeling in between sets is very different when you're dry fasting. But I got through it though. Next morning, I woke up extremely ravenous. And I mean, like, I was just like, I need to eat everything in existence right now. And it was, I could have pushed through probably, but the feeling was so strong. And it's something to just kind of to keep in mind, because when you're doing these dry fasts, like again, it's much more intense. When you're fasting in general, a lot of people don't realize that the stimulus that your body is getting, it is akin to exercise anyway. The amount of benefit that you get from fasting or exercise is nearly identical. I think the margin of difference is 1%. So it's nearly identical. So it's like, do you really need to go do exercise? And when you already have a stressor on your body, that's not just for, an hour or two, it's literally 24/7. Okay. Because when you're fasting, that you're in that state. And that's probably the biggest difference, because exercise is just, 1 or 2 hours, maybe 30 minutes to 2 hours, whatever. So it's something to keep in mind, especially if you're something that you're new to, if you're not seasoned with this, it's like, hey, it's okay. It's okay to take, a few days and not do the exercise. Again, during your refeed or maybe during the prep, okay, but during the fast, it is a challenge in and of itself. Okay, and it's not going to like give you magical more benefits if you do. Oh, can I sit in the sauna while I'm dry fasting? No, don't do that. Don't do that. It's extremely taxing. You guys got to know. You guys got to know your limits. Just so don't do that. But I wanted to say that just like there are other things that kind of go on, and it can make it very difficult. So
yes, very good. I'm glad you told that story, because that was a time when you were, kind of at your peak. Dry fasting is not a joke, y'all. Dry fasting is not a joke. You guys are going to learn. So, I mean, a lot of people have asked me, they've been asking me about this workout thing. I think somebody had mentioned that they were preparing for a marathon, and, somebody mentioned that they have like a fitness streak going on. And, my thing is, if you are used to working out 5 days a week, an hour, 2 hours, whatever, you don't have to necessarily completely stop, but I do recommend making those workouts more mild versus more intense. You're gonna get so much benefit, like for your cardiovascular health, and even if you consider just the recovery time, you're gonna recover faster from workouts. You're gonna get more out of your workouts for going through this process. Now, the cool thing is, for all the people that want to work out, y'all want to work out, you want to see better results in the gym. One of the products that we recommended was from a company called LifeWave. Okay, now we recommended the SP6. It's to upregulate the endocrine system, and we'll talk more about that on a different call. But they have mini patches, and one of the patches they have is for sports performance, right? So there are some tools that we have available, and the goal here is just to give you guys a taste of some of the resources available. And guess what? These products are all natural. They use the body's, they help to enhance the body's natural resources. So they're very safe to use. And if you're athletes and things of that nature, you're going to be very interested in some of these products. Now, remember, these are our affiliate partners. So if you guys decide to grab any of these products, go to one of the coaches, get an affiliate link. That will give us credit for it. And also it'll make sure that you guys are in our system so that when we do, giveaways and different things, you'll be able to be a part of that. So that's really all I've got about that. It looks like our coach that was grabbing questions has decided we're finished for the evening. We are at 1 hour and 30 minutes for this intro call, which is right on time. I'd like to give the coaches an opportunity to kind of do like some closing statements. And then once again, we're going to be following this up with many more live streams, okay? We probably have 2 or 3 we'll be doing this first week to make sure to get everybody started. Also, I have some videos that I'll be adding that won't necessarily be live streams, and you'll be able to find those in the featured post area. Okay, remember I showed you guys how to get to the featured post area. So if we any supplementals that I want to add about different products or processes, that'll be there, and then I'll notify you. You guys will get a notification. So if you're using the app, it'll ping you right on your phone. Otherwise, you'll need to check your email, or you could just simply check in once or twice a day and check that featured post area. All right. I'm going to start with Stephen Michael. Any closing statements before we rock out tonight?
Yes. I'm glad that you came to me first. So there are a lot of people here, and some of you may have realized that your question didn't get answered, or you're just, there's a lot of questions. One of the best resources that you can use to get all these questions answered is to read your guide. And I know a lot of people have come in late. Maybe they weren't here for the first part, but in regards to what to eat, how to do the fast, all of these things, read your guide, please, because this will resolve so many questions that you have. At no point in time, and I'd say this with quotations, you should be reading your guide first, and then if you need clarification on something, or if the guide doesn't answer your question, then you should reach out to a coach. But if you're asking questions about what to eat or when to eat, it's all in your guide. And but other than that, we're gonna have a good time. And feel free to ask questions. Make sure that you're posting your questions so that other people can get the answers that they probably have as well. So don't just reach out to a coach automatically one-on-one. Post it so that way multiple people get the same answer. That's all I got.
If you are new to the call tonight, right? Maybe you missed the first 30 minutes or whatever. I need you. It is imperative that you listen to the entire call. Do not think because you caught the end, you were there. You need to watch the entire call from the beginning. So make sure if you came 15 minutes late, start at the beginning, watch the entire call. All right, Jazz, you're up.
Awesome. Yeah. Let's see. I feel like I want to leave everyone with, it's important to conserve and harness your energy during this process. A lot of times when we start something new, we want to do all the things all the time. The key here would be to not, less is more. So, a reference to the working out, doing this, that, and the other. I wouldn't recommend all those things. I really wouldn't. Fresh air, sunlight, keep it minimal and natural. So really think about conserving and harnessing your energy throughout this whole process. And also remember that your direction is more important than your speed, right? Forward is still forward. So, you're moving forward, and just remember to breathe. It's the first thing we do when we come into this world and the last thing we do before we leave. Our breath is always with us. So when you're feeling overwhelmed, or even in this moment, pause, take a few conscious deep breaths. It helps you drop into your body, relax your nervous system so you can pause, recalibrate and continue to move forward in this process. So thanks.
Okay. Animated Mel, you looked ready, man, to give your salutation. So I'm gonna go ahead and toss it to you.
Empty your mind. Be formless, shapeless, like water. If you put water into a cup, it becomes the cup. You put water into a bottle, it becomes the bottle. You put it in a teapot, it becomes the teapot. Now, water can flow or it can crash. Be water.
Well,
That's
all
good.
right, Bruce Lee, come on.
From beyond the grave.
Shelby, you're up next.
I was sipping my water. What do I want? Okay. So during this time, I'm going to encourage you all to look at this as an opportunity to give your body a retreat. Give it an opportunity to rest, to detox, to heal. And if you go to a retreat, when I think of retreats, I think of calm and relaxing and being carefree and absorbing knowledge or reconnecting with something that I've wanted to for a while, but my regular day-to-day stands in the way of that. And I'm saying that because, going back to the wanting to exercise and go and do and work these long shifts and things, take off work if you can. Adjust your schedule as needed, especially on your fasting days, the days that you're dry fasting, because the working out and the extra that you may want to do, your body is going to be doing that internally. You may feel like you're just going into, or you'll just be sitting or doing. You still want to move your body and get your lymphatic system going for the detox, but you don't have to go as hard because internally you are. So use this time as a retreat so that you can relax and allow your body to work and allow your body to heal. And once you come out of this, you can begin to adopt new lifestyle habits and start new routines. But now is the time to just retreat for a bit and really focus on the mental. Find ways where you can work out mentally versus pushing your body too hard. And this is part of the reason why we're doing a 2-week cycle of this, because, people come in, they want to go hard, but this is different. It's not water. It's not juice. It's dry fasting. So allow yourself to retreat and focus on your mental, because your mind is going to be what guides you throughout this entire process.
Ooh, that's good. That's a good word. When I think about nature tends to have a natural flow, right? Like, why do bears hibernate? Well, maybe because food is scarce. Maybe that's not the only reason, though. Maybe they are such powerful, fierce, amazing, beautiful, majestic creatures because they take the time to rest. They take time to rest, retreat, maybe build up, break down, whatever, repair, and come back rejuvenated. And that's part of the reason why they have such incredible lifespans and power and everything else, right? So be a bear. All right, Johnny Jupiter.
Yeah. All right, so this is gonna be a great one, y'all. You just got to remember to actually start to believe that your words, your intention, extremely powerful. Is something that I've been learning here in the last, let's say, 5 or 6 months specifically, and I've been doing some things, experimenting and learning new things that I'm excited to share. If you're open, because of the power that we all have, that we all carry within us, and even if you don't believe it right now, give it time and kind of train yourself, and you'll start to see that you are so much more capable than you have been told. And this is a perfect opportunity, even with just the dry fasting itself, perfect opportunity to see that. So I look forward to, meeting with you all to talk about some of these things, because some of these struggles, some of these struggles, there may be something we can do about it from the energetic sense, okay, from that spiritual sense. And you can all be my guinea pigs because, you know, like I said, I've been learning as I wish you, I need to test it on somebody. You feel me? Somebody got to get this energy work, you know. So I look forward to having those interactions. But yeah, we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens, y'all. That's it.
We'll see what happened, Captain. Hey, man, thank you, coaches. Y'all did an amazing job tonight. I enjoyed myself. I know that some of you all are like, they didn't answer my question. Don't worry. Practice some breath work, okay? Take a breath. You're going to be okay, I promise. All right? We're going to come back. We will be back many, many times. If you have a burning question, go ahead and submit it in the form. I showed you guys how to do that. But maybe better, post it in the group. You'd be surprised. There's plenty of OGs in the group. I saw them posting in the chat. They probably have an answer for you. And we're all going to see amazing outcomes. Fake it till you make it. Do you think you're going to have a rough time? Whatever you have in your mind, just pretend that you don't know no better. And you're just going to have a great experience, because wherever energy goes, or wherever intention goes, energy flows. So I'm very, very excited to see the outcomes. Make sure you guys are documenting your experience. All the small things are just as important as the big things. Okay. Document as much as you can. Hopefully you guys got a journal. If you don't, we have journals available. And let's have a great time. Let's have fun. Let's lose lots of weight. Stay tuned in. It is those who, the race is not given to the quick or the strong, but he who endureth to the end. I hope you guys enjoyed the call tonight. We'll see you next time. Peace.